Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show powered by ComEd. It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at ComEd.com/clean. Thanks for being with us. The Hawks lose 3-0 to the red-hot Edmonton Oilers, who have won 15 games in a row. They are third all-time for the longest streak. They are, 3 away from breaking the record held by the 92-93 Penguins. And
that was a pretty good team.
Now after through the Hawks, let's go ahead, knock off the Penguins. I'm down for
Sure,
that.
why not?
Conversely, this is the Blackhawks' 19th consecutive road loss.
Yeah.
That is a franchise record, which isn't surprising.
Hooray.
So, this game, very similar to what we saw last night in Seattle. We're going to break it all down. Before we do, please make sure you smash that like button for us on YouTube, and make sure you're following the YouTube page as well. Same deal on your favorite podcast app. Subscribe, follow, rate, review. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or Spotify goes a really, really long way. And we want to thank a bunch of our pals who met us out at the Barn Hockey Bar tonight.
Yeah, it was fun.
Really good time. We had Nate was out there, Bex, Michael, AJ, Corey, Brennan, some familiar faces, some new faces.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Had a great time out there with great food. So if you're ever out in the West Loop by the United Center, check out the Barn Hockey Bar right there on Monroe, or right there in Ogden between Monroe and Adams. Yeah. Good pizza, good fries, good apps, good drinks, everything.
Wings were good. Yeah, it was a good time. Wish the hockey was a little bit better, a little bit more exciting, but it was good to get out there. We'll definitely go out there again for another unofficial event, definitely before the end of the season. The game. I mean, look, you got one of the best teams on the best streak right now in the Oilers. I wasn't talking about the Blackhawks and their streak. And then you got this Hawks team, which is, I mean, if you're not paying attention, they have a lot of injuries and they're missing Connor Bedard, and Peter Mrazek kept them in this game. He had a really good game, but you lose 3-0 and Connor McDavid factors in on all 3 goals. Like, I what else are you gonna do? Like, it's as much as this team could muster up an effort to hang in the game. They were right there with them in shots. Yeah. It was 1-0 going into the third period, if I'm correct there. So I mean, like, you hung in there. You gave the Oilers as good of a fight as you could. Some guys in some lower roles stepped up and had some pretty good efforts tonight. Mackenzie Entwistle got a penalty shot like that. Check that off your bingo card.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know what else you could have expected out of this team.
I don't know. 1 goal, is that too much to ask?
It is.
Apparently.
Against Calvin effing Pickard.
Captain Pickard.
Picard.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is. I mean, we've got an AHL level roster, but he's like an AHL level goalie.
His first NHL shutout since 2018.
1974. Is it too hard to score on that guy? The only reason he's in the league is because Jack Campbell is a complete bag of suck. Like, come on.
Here's
1 goal. 1 goal.
You think with 27 shots on goal,
one
would trickle in?
1.
And it's not even like there were like any near misses or like the shots on goal were not very challenging.
No.
There may be 2 or 3 where you're like, oh, maybe. But it's the same. It's almost the same show as last night. It's just a matter of talent. And tonight, Lucas Reichel returns to the lineup in place of Remington Pitlick. And Reichel gives you 13:46, 1 shot on 1 shot attempt.
Yeah. From our friends at the once blue, now lavender lines, he was at the bottom of the list. Okay.
At least he's consistent.
A lot of this team is just throw your hands up. Okay. Let's just hope that this All-Star break, you get some health. You get everybody off the ice, get some guys back healthy, hopefully, and start the month of February. You got 12 of 13 games in the month of February, all at home. Yeah. It's like 6 or 7 in a row at home to start the month after the break. let's go get him. Like, I mean, I don't know what else you can do.
I mean, and you feel bad
you can do.
for Richardson. You feel bad for Foligno and the leaders in the room. Like,
Yeah.
how long until the message just wears thin? I'm like, keep going, guys. Keep pushing. We're doing better. We're playing better. We're going to get those results.
They're playing
not.
hard, and they're just losing because they're not a good hockey
Yeah.
team. There's
Yeah.
no talent there. It was what we saw from much of last year, especially after the trade deadline. Like,
Yeah.
you're not upset at the effort or the GAF meter. It's obviously there.
Yeah,
there is just no scoring ability on this team
No.
right now. None whatsoever. Zero.
None. Yeah, it's very, very tough. But, I mean, the one thing that's kind of, if there's a silver lining to this, is the guys you look at as pieces down the road that are going to matter to this team. Jones, Dickinson,
Vlasic.
Foligno, Kurashev, Vlasic, Korchinski, and now Mrazek that he signed for 2 more years.
Yeah.
They're all doing okay. You could throw Mackenzie Entwistle into that mix. You could probably throw Boris Kachuk into that mix. They might not matter down the road.
Yeah.
But they're guys that are playing consistently. The big concern is Reichel, but if you read what Scott Powers and Mark Lazarus wrote today, they kind of did who's staying, who's going, who could be part of things down the road.
Yeah.
They flat out said that. I've seen him say this more than once, that like the team doesn't really see Lucas Reichel as a part of their future anymore.
They're not banking on it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so if you the quote-unquote second half of the season after the All-Star break, right? If he turns it around in some way, shape, or form and starts showing those more consistent flashes, more consistent efforts, gets back to close to or back to that level that we saw him at the end of last season, you're encouraged, and maybe you give him a 2-year extension this summer. If he's this same player that he's been all this season for the rest of the regular season, I mean, do you give him like a league minimum 1 year extension and say, prove to us that you're not this player, otherwise, see ya.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you do with this player, and I don't want to give up on a 21-year-old guy who's a rookie plus player, but I mean it just hasn't been there this year. And if you're constantly trying to, for Richardson, you're playing all your cards to try and get something out of him, eventually the deck's going to be empty.
Right.
And I don't know what else you do with him. So you send him to Rockford, scratch him some more, play him with Connor Bedard when he's healthy. I don't know what else you do to get through to him. I don't know.
I mean, and it's like we say all the time, it'd be one thing if he was just not getting results.
Yeah.
If it was 2, 3, 4 shots on goal.
If he was like second on the team in shots on goal and his
Yeah.
shooting percentage was just 2%, you'd be like, wow, what a snake-bitten year.
Yeah.
But it's like he doesn't need, it's 1 to 2 shots maybe a game. 1 shot attempt.
Yeah.
Like, he's just not involved enough.
And I don't want to hear either that, well, he's on the 4th line, and guess what? One of our nominees for 4-star of the game today is the 4th line. And
right.
Here's the 3 stars, by the way. Peter Mrazek was named 3rd star, stopped 31 of 33 Oilers shots. Someone named Connor McDavid, I don't know, 2 goals and an assist. And Captain Picard himself, 27 saves on the Hawks. So here are your nominees, the 4th line of Boris Kachuk, Zach Sanford, and Reese Johnson. Those 3 combined for 8 shots on goal.
Good for them.
You can do it.
They were active.
Seth Jones, 24-26 of ice time, 2 shots, 5 shot attempts, and 3 block shots. How about Mackenzie Entwistle?
Yeah.
14-28, 4 shots, 3 hits, 2 takeaways.
And
Other players
and a
on
penalty
this
shot.
team with less skill than Lucas Reichel are getting scoring chances and getting shots on goal. There's no more excuses for him.
Yeah.
This is fully on him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what's the frustrating part is we've seen him be an effective player.
Yep.
A very effective player for 2 seasons in the AHL. And then that last 8-game stretch of the season last year, we're very excited about him.
Yeah.
And
You said he was going to lead the team in points.
Sure. Also said the Blackhawks going to win tonight. You guys got to
You gotta
listen. You guys got to learn it. I don't know anything. All right, I don't. I am full of shit. All right,
Yeah,
just
we know.
realize that.
No, we
Clip
got it.
that. Yeah.
I admit it. That's shame on you for believing me.
For the record, I did not believe you last night.
No, I
think
didn't either.
We could roll the tape if you'd like. Joey was here. He
Hey.
could probably vouch for me on that. But yeah, it's just it is getting very tough, unless you're an opponent, to defend Lucas Reichel.
Yeah.
Because we can be patient. We can say, hey, give it time. And all those things are valid. He is still, I think he finally just got to, still. Tonight was his 80th career game.
Yeah.
So he's yet to play a full NHL season, and it's true, but you're seeing nothing. In 45 games, he has 3 goals, 6 assists. He's a minus 26.
Oof.
And in 45 games, he has 60 shots on goal.
That's a shot and a half a game.
If that.
Shot and a quarter a game.
Yep.
When you came into the season expecting to be maybe the number 3 offensive option on this team behind Bedard and Taylor Hall, arguably number 3, maybe number 4 at full health, and that is what you've got, man, it's not good.
As a comparison, Tyler Johnson has played 10 fewer games than Lucas Reichel and has 2 fewer shots.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just feels like you're just running out of options on how to try and make him effective. If it's not a response to being scratched and having to play a certain way, having a willingness to play a certain way, then I don't know. I just if it's not a willingness to play the way that Luke Richardson is asking his team and his players to play, then I think the future of the Blackhawks under Luke Richardson, given the group of players that's being invested in and the group of players that's coming up, if Reichel doesn't fit that mold, they don't need to keep him around.
What concerns me is you healthy scratch him for 2 games and there's 0 response.
Yeah.
There's no jump in his step. There's no, I'm going to show you. It just feels like there's no fight in him. And I hate when athletes are called soft. I hate it. I think it is a very easy thing to say about a guy who's not producing. But at this point, we have seen him opt out of scoring chances to avoid contact. We have seen him avoid going to the net. We have seen him, with a step on a defender, say, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go this way.
Yeah.
And I'll give it to a teammate and see what they can do with it. There's no drive. There's no desire. And yes, I do think confidence is part of this. And his struggles are part of this. And he's in his head a little bit. But it's enough. It's enough. We are this deep into the season, and there's been nothing to show you. There hasn't even been a sliver of, okay, here it comes. Maybe, okay, he's put together 2 nice games in a row. Nope. It has not happened.
Yeah.
I don't think he's had a single game where you're like, Lucas Reichel made a difference in this game. I can't think of one.
Yeah, either that or it was 30 games ago.
Yeah.
I just...
Because a puck happened to hit him on the way in or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard to get a kid that has 0 confidence, his confidence back. And we all want Lucas Reichel to succeed.
Of course.
Yeah.
We
don't want to be having these conversations about him.
Like Lucas Reichel, if he turns out to be a big nothing, that's not good.
No, it hurts.
It sure
That's
does.
not good. And we need, the rebuild needs him to, at the bare minimum, be that middle 6 guy that can get you 20 goals a year, 40 points at the bare minimum. Because then now you don't have to go out and get that guy. And he still may be that.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, this kid has 0 confidence in his game, and it's sad to see. It's frustrating, but this kid is better than what he's showing.
Because we've seen it.
We've seen it. It's happened.
Yep.
In stretches, and he was a point per game player for 2 seasons in the AHL. That's not nothing. That's a teenager at the time playing against grown men in a very tough league, a league where you get very little space out there. Like the AHL, you take a beating in the AHL more than you do in the NHL. It's less skill. Yeah. It's more grinders down there. It's basically, 3 prospects per team and 3 fourth lines out there. So I've seen him go to dirty areas to score goals. He wasn't timid in the AHL. He wasn't, he wasn't out there being a bruiser. He wasn't a power forward by any means, but he wasn't peeling off. He was being aggressive. We've seen it.
Assertive.
For whatever reason, it's not happening this season. I'm not holding my breath. It's going to happen at all this season, but we know it's there, and I don't know what's going to take to bring that back out.
Well, there's a couple of people saying, why don't they put him on a better line? And
what line? All the lines are freaking garbage.
Well,
right
even
now.
when he
got on the line
matter.
with Bedard, and he sucked
nothing.
there too.
Yeah, he did nothing. Nothing.
He was given that opportunity and did nothing with it.
And how do you look at guys that are showing up and are playing and are doing their best and saying,
demote them?
We're promoting this guy instead. Yeah. We're giving him a chance instead. You can't. It's not NHL 24 where you just plug and play your line without consequence.
Right.
Guys have to earn it, and that matters. And especially when you're trying to build a lot, aside from a lot of really good draft picks and prospects, you're trying to build a culture, which is why Dickinson and Foligno and Mrazek are back and are part of this team for the short, long term here. You're trying to build a culture, and Lucas Reichel, the way he's playing is the antithesis of the culture that Luke Richardson and Kyle Davidson are trying to build. Yep. And make no mistake, don't forget who drafted Lucas Reichel. There is no loyalty.
That wasn't Kyle Davidson.
Nope. Kyle from Chicago has no loyalty to Lucas from Germany. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a fact. So if he loses patience, and it sounds like if you read between the lines, they might be a little bit. You might be looking at him flip for a pick or something. I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
And it's funny because it's like, we had this kind of a similar experience with Kirby Dach, right? Like we wanted him to play a different way. His confidence was a different thing. If you paid attention to, the Blackhawks Twitter today, you kind of saw some clips of him talking about his time in Chicago and how he was used the wrong way. Lucas Reichel's been used every way.
Every which way.
He's been used every way. He's top line, bottom line, be a scorer, be a defender, and the effectiveness hasn't been there. And, as frustrating as it was when Doc was here, it was just like, he's not being used the right way. With Reichel, it's just like, he's not committing to play the right way. Like, there's a difference in that. And, yeah, I think if Kyle Davidson and Luke Richardson, if their leash runs out with him, there's no guarantee he even has to come back next year.
Right.
I don't know.
The evidence of this is who he is much more overwhelming.
It's
than
starting
what we saw
to
last
pile
year.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this scale is tipping in the direction of 2024. Lucas Reichel is the real guy. So we'll see. I mean, they're going to give him every chance to pull himself out of it. They don't have a choice. Everybody's hurt. They got to put him in there.
Right.
So we'll see. Anyway, we should take our first break.
Sure.
Mario's going to tell you about our friends at Midtown.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to get yourself right and commit yourself to a physical and mental health journey in a positive manner, go to the Midtown Athletic Club.
That pizza was so good.
Hey, they got famous chicken sandwiches out there at the Midtown Athletic Club. They got 4 Chicagoland locations in Palatine, Bannockburn, Willowbrook, and the Midtown Athletic Club and Hotel in the middle of Bucktown and Lincoln Park here in the city. The Palatine location went through a multi-million-dollar transformation, and as far as I understand, that's done. It is transformed.
Ooh.
So, check that one out in Palatine. You can check out the Palatine, Bannockburn, or Willowbrook locations. And for all 3 of those in the month of January, they are offering no initiation fees when you sign up So if you want to get yourself right, get out there before the end of the month and avoid those initiation fees and take advantage of their awesome amenities. Great locker rooms, wet and dry saunas, indoor, outdoor pools and hot tubs, state-of-the-art workout equipment, and all of the group exercise, yoga studios, cycling classes, boxing classes, anything under the sun, they have the ability to offer it. And if you like tennis, the Midtown Athletic Club is the place to be for you. They have courts and programming that is USTA professional quality, top of the line all the way. So head over to midtown.com/CHGO. Find out more and schedule your tour of the Midtown Athletic Club nearest to you. Our friends at the CHGO Bears Show and the Chicago Sports Podcast, they were out there today at the one in Bannockburn, having a good time, mingling with the people, and had a good show. So maybe some more of those down the road. Be a good time. I don't know if we'll be the show to go out there, but it'd be fun if we could.
No, we're not really on brand.
We'll do the show. We'll do the show from the restaurant.
There you go.
We'll do the taste test of the Midtown Athletic Club
that
kitchen.
And speaking of kitchens, and speaking of transforming your space, why don't you hit up our friends at Empire today for some new floors? With Empire today, you get shop at home convenience, the right products for your needs, and quick and professional installation with a low price guarantee. Empire, they keep shopping for floors with a simple and curated product selection process. Their philosophy is to help you find what you need, not overwhelm you with 1,000 choices and substitutes. What they leave out is just as important as what they put in. Their product team exhaustively combs through thousands of product samples every year to find the perfect styles for you. Empire offers their virtual floor designer, which is a great way to see how your new floors will look in any space. You just snap a picture and instantly see how new floors are going to look in your room. They pride themselves on convenient shop-at-home service. They help customers shop for floors where they use their floors so they can see exactly what their new floors will look like in their home's lighting and decor so they can make an informed decision. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 discount when they use the promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. See empiretoday.com/CHGO for details. We've got to get a couple super chats in. And we're not going to spend the rest of the show talking about Lucas Reichel, but a couple comments I want to address, too. There's people saying you couldn't get anything for Lucas Reichel right now. And, yeah, his value is low. But let's not make a mistake that
you said the same thing about Kirby Doc 2 years ago.
Yeah, and at least 3 times a week we've got 2/3 of our chat pining for Alex Turcotte, who's done exactly zero at the NHL level. But because he was a first-round pick, he's still appealing to a lot of people. So, and I don't think anyone, including the Hawks, have made up their mind on Lucas Reichel yet. So I wouldn't say he has zero value. It's not as high as it would have been had they traded him in October, obviously.
But you had no reason to.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
I don't think it's zero. Super chat I wanted to get to as well from Hawkeye. He says, "Hey guys, longtime listener and Hawks fan. Love the effort and scrap from this, but the lack of firepower up front is a killer. Really need some goals." Yeah, that's for sure.
Yes.
And Nate, is that the Nate who was with us today?
No, this is Nate
not.
that sent us the little swag bag.
Oh, Nate. Oh, yeah, of course. Thank you for the Gunzo swag, Nate. I'll be rocking that in the show soon.
Yeah.
It says, missed most of the game, but I'm actually around for a post-game whoop. Thank you for that. And there was one guy who said every time he tunes in, yeah, chuck it over here. I'll hold it up.
Hey-o.
Somebody said every time they tune in, we're talking about Reichel. Well, we're talking about what matters on this team. And what matters is Lucas Reichel. He's one of the few pieces that could project to be a part of this team when they're relevant again.
Should be.
And the fact that he's not working out is a significant story. And aside from maybe the development of Alex Vlasic and Kevin Korchinski and Connor Bedard, his struggles are one of the biggest stories of the year.
Well, and those 3 haven't given us any reason to worry.
Right.
So, Korchinski's production is not super high, but he's effective. He's engaged in games.
Yeah.
He is trying to create offense from the blue line. So, it's
We'll talk more about Jared Tenorti then. That's more exciting.
Yeah, we could talk more about him.
Yeah, we'll talk about guys that don't matter.
Should we talk about Arvid Soderblom some more so we can get some more hate mail about how.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do. I mean, all right, let's talk about Zach Sanford.
Yeah, Greg picked him.
Yeah,
he's your guy tonight.
Greg.
He was good. He was obviously
part of that fourth line.
He was obviously inspired by me picking him for the helmet. He was good.
3 shots on goal.
He's better than Lucas Reichel.
That's 3 times as many as Lucas Reichel.
It is, yeah.
Zach Sanford, I look forward to what you do in the Calder Cup playoffs. Because once a couple guys come back,
that'd be nice.
You'll be heading to get yourself some beefaroo.
We have a slight quote from Luke Richardson here at postgame. So this is a string of consciousness from Mark Lazarus that is followed by a quote from Luke Richardson. So I'll just go through the whole thing.
All right.
So this is Mark Lazarus at the end of the game. Says the Blackhawks deserve credit for reinventing themselves after this ridiculous wave of injuries they've endured. They work hard, they hang tough, they're trying. They just cannot score, like, at all. They don't have any firepower whatsoever. I've never seen anything like it. All true. He says in another tweet, is it going to get harder to keep the Blackhawks playing this hard when they're not being rewarded for it with goals and wins? Quote from Luke Richardson, not if they want to stay in the NHL. And I think that is a point for a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
So the motivation isn't wins and losses, fight for a playoff spot. A lot of these guys, and you see it from the extensions for Mrazek and Dickinson and Foligno, is your reward, your incentive is extending your NHL career. And if you have this opportunity in Chicago with the wave of injuries, a lot of guys are playing in the NHL that wouldn't otherwise be playing in the NHL. You have to grab that opportunity and hold on to it, because if you don't, then back to the AHL you go, or good luck finding another NHL opportunity as open as it has been in Chicago this year.
Yeah.
So, a guy like Zach Sanford, a guy like Rem Pitlick, Reese Johnson and Boris Kachuk.
Entwistle.
Yeah, like a lot of these guys.
Entwistle was on 25 other teams. He'd be in the AHL.
I mean, so it's.
But he's earned every minute he's played this year.
Yeah,
Absolutely. He works his ass off.
That is the incentive right now. Is for a lot of these guys is I have to work hard to stay in the NHL this season and beyond, and yeah. So I think that's got to be the message.
In the last week, we've seen Mackenzie Entwistle and Alex Vlasic create themselves breakaway scoring chances simply with hard work.
Yeah, not giving up on a play.
Not giving up on a play or out-muscling somebody. You can do it. Colin Blackwell, as Paul points out in the chat, like that's a great example. Mm-hmm. You want to go pound for pound, skill for skill, Reichel versus Blackwell? He's got it here. Yeah. He wants to be. And guess what? You know what part of that is? He had the game taken away from him for almost an entire calendar year.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to give it back. He knew that, look, I'm going to get Wally pipped out here. I've missed a year of time. The Hawks have no loyalty to me. So when I get my chance, I've got to make the most of it. And he has not looked back. Mm-hmm. He has been, since his return, probably, aside from Alex Vlasic, the most consistent Blackhawk.
Yeah.
And that's a guy who, coming into this year, we sort of wrote off as, he'll get in every now and again, maybe play half the games, he'll rotate in and out. At this point, you can't take him out because he's one of the few guys on the team who's doing anything.
Yeah. And in the piece from Laz and Powers that we mentioned before, he's actually played himself into one of these players that, like, a contending team might actually have some interest in playing as a fourth-line energy role, because that's what he's been doing all season since he's been back healthy, is playing at exactly that kind of hockey and being effective. So if you would have said at this time, at the beginning of the season, that we'd be going into the All-Star break and we'd be saying that Colin Blackwell was one of the better options that the Blackhawks had at the trade deadline, I think you'd be surprised. But it's good. It's good for him because maybe he does get an opportunity to go and play for a team that's going to play in the playoffs or have an extended postseason run. Or he's a guy that gets rewarded and also gets a 2-year, $4 million contract extension because that's all the rage these days.
Yeah, let's pump the brakes on that.
I don't know. I mean, hey, Kyle's got a lot of them in his at his in,
2 years, $4 million total.
Here's one for you. Here's one for you. Here's one for you. Here's one for you.
No.
I mean,
the Toronto Maple Leafs once traded for Colin Blackwell. So,
see if they want to do it again.
Yeah, we'll take Jake McKay back.
Don't tempt me.
Yeah, some of these guys are like only have the opportunity in the NHL because they're on a rebuilding team where anybody with any talent
is all injured,
was struck down by lightning and not allowed to play. So you have this opportunity that you probably don't get anywhere else. Play like it.
Yeah.
And
in general,
most guys are.
Yeah, the team is playing that way.
And they should continue to play like that when these guys come back.
And it does feel a little bit. I mean, look, if these guys are watching us in the bus, I could see they'd be pissed off. Like, wait, we put up a hell of a fight against two pretty good teams back-to-back nights in the Kraken and Oilers, and yeah, we didn't get a reward for it, but we're spending this entire show talking about the one guy who's dogging it, who's out playing and not making a difference. But again, like we said, his development is a major factor and a major story this season, and it can't be ignored. And like last week, I said I'm tired of talking about it. I don't even want to discuss this topic anymore. I think we all needed a night break from it. But he comes back from 2 games in a row of being scratched with absolutely nothing.
It was a clear message from Luke Richardson that sitting and watching the game from the press box and not being in it and seeing the way the team is playing outside from an outside perspective, focus on which guys are playing effective. And I'm sure it was like, watch what Colin Blackwell's doing. Watch what Nick Foligno's doing. Watch what those guys are doing and take away from their games and see how you're supposed to play. And then you come in Saturday, all right, show us what you learned. Nothing. You learned nothing. I can't imagine a player in that scenario getting back into the game and not being like shot out of a cannon, be like, I don't want to sit in the press box anymore. I want to be on the ice. I want to play. I'm going to do what I'm being told will keep me on the ice and will make me an effective player.
And he's being told specifically.
It has to be.
Before the Vancouver game, he said, watch JT Miller and watch whoever the other Canuck he named. Oh, is Pettersson.
Pettersson.
He's like, watch these guys. They can be offensive and play at both ends at the same time. Yeah. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And Luke has gone out of his way to be very kind and very like, I don't want to be too mean because he's been good defensively or at least adequate defensively. So he doesn't want to take anything like that away. But it doesn't have to be one or the other.
Yeah.
And it's just very frustrating to see him time after time after time opt to not attack. And then today, he had this third period. He's got the puck. He's at center ice. He's 1-on-4 versus the Oilers, and he tries to like do like a little jump between the legs, deke, like past forward. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, read the room, read the situation. I don't know. It's very frustrating. I think we are very patient with guys, and we get the big picture here, and we know what a rebuild looks like and what it's supposed to look like. And yeah, this is part of it. Like, if you said, is there going to be a stretch this year where Lucas Reichel struggles and is a non-factor, I probably would have said yes. But this is not a stretch.
It's been the whole season.
This is the entire season.
This is a half a season through the mid-season point.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyways.
Want to tell us about Chevy, Greg?
I do want to tell us about Chevy. Because you never have to worry about their motors.
Never.
Our partner, Ray Chevrolet, is ringing in the new year with their best offers all month long. Make your way to Ray Chevrolet on Route 12 in Fox Lake to join in on the savings and start your Ray resolution. As one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, you'll always be able to shop one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories. But right now, they're trying to make room for inbound 2024 models, so all their current inventory must go. Plus, you'll find the perfect tailgate vehicle at Ray Chevy because they have over 100 new Silverados available with pricing starting at $19,495. That sounds like a good price.
Sure.
It's a really good price.
Or take up to $10,000. $10,000. That's 4 zeros. Wow, off a new 2023 Silverado. And to top it all off, they're pricing over 125 vehicles under 20,000. Seriously, guys, can pricing get more affordable?
No.
I doubt it.
It probably can't.
I doubt it. Well, there is one more thing that's more affordable than that, and that's free. And you can get yourself a free oil change at our pals Ray Chevrolet. Mention CHGO when scheduling your oil change at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake. Start your new year off right. Visit Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com to start your Ray Resolution. They've been serving the community since 1963. Find new roads.
Did you guys hear that?
There, neck
That
cracking.
was my neck.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
1, 2, 3,
Coming for
4.
you too.
It's going downhill fast, pal.
That was-
And
felt
let's
good.
be honest, everybody. It's January 25th. Your New Year's resolution has come and gone. You are back on the couch where you belong.
I don't even make them anymore. It's stupid.
Right. My resolution is to not resolve anything.
Yes.
What's
well,
your
guess what?
resolution, though?
To celebrate the end of your New Year's resolution, hit up our buddy Charlie the Bacon Guy. That's right. We here at CHGO have a craft bacon dealer, and I use the
Yeah.
word dealer very truly. He's based out of Woodridge,
It's a hookup.
and he makes craft bacon and bacon jams in over 35 different flavors. They are all naturally cured, free of preservatives. There are no ingredients that Charlie can't pronounce himself involved in the process, unlike most crappy store-bought bacon. I mean, it's still bacon, but store-bought bacon cannot hold a candle to
There's
Charlie's
a
bacon.
discernible quality difference when you
Yes,
have
there
Charlie's
is.
bacon.
Charlie's bacon is vacuum sealed and freezes perfectly. It lasts in a package up to 60 days in the fridge and 1 week after the seal is broken and 9 months in the freezer. Bacon jam lasts about 90 days in the fridge and a year in the freezer. Some of the favorite flavors right now are maple pepper, rosemary, chorizo, French toast, Korean barbecue, jardinere,
there you
love the
go.
jardinere, the ranch, and the Old Bay. The bacon jam flavors are the original, the bourbon, and the spicy. And the bacon jam, you can put it on anything, scrambled egg, toast,
wine
crackers,
bacon.
burgers, grilled cheese, you name it. And bacon jam goes on it. Never mind. I was going to make a joke about someone in the news, but inappropriate. Starting now, you can save 10% on your
Never
order
stopped
at
you before.
charliethebaconguy.com. It's too soon. When you use the code CHGO at checkout, you can pick it up. That's the most efficient way, or he'll deliver it to you, meet you halfway, or even ship it. He makes the bacon so you can bring it home. Visit charliethebaconguy.com.
Hot bacon.
Hit him up on Instagram at charliethebaconguy, Twitter at czthebaconguy, or shoot him an email, charliethebaconguy@gmail.com. And again, charliethebaconguy.com is the website. And if you've got an idea for a flavor, hit him up and he'll try it.
Yeah,
There are no bad bacons, just bad executions.
that's true.
There we go. All right.
I'm
I've
hungry. now.
always been happy with Charlie's bacon.
Yes.
Never steered me wrong.
No, it's fantastic.
And he's trying. He's
World-class.
getting creative. I hear with some of these flavors and jams and whatnot.
Yes, he is.
It'd be interesting to see the finished product
That
of that
comes to
one.
fruition.
Yes.
Not sure if we can. Not gonna talk about
Munchy bacon.
it. Bacon that will make you want more bacon.
I mean,
It's a good business model.
it already does that.
That is a great
Oh,
business
I have
model.
one piece of bacon. I go, I want more
I
bacon.
want more, yeah.
There's no such thing as, I'll just have a piece of bacon,
Yeah.
please.
We had baked potatoes as a meal this week, which is awesome. And we had a bowl of the back bacon and the honey sriracha. And we just cooked it all up and then just like chopped in little pieces to put on the our potatoes. And we just sat there and ate a bowl of bacon.
Oh yeah.
It was felt no shame, felt no indignity. It was just awesome. So hit up charliethebaconguy.com. Check out everything he's got to offer there. You will absolutely love it. It's great stuff. So we had another super chat in there from Alexander. Says another night shift, another late night with you guys. Shout out to the producer, that's Steven, as well. Except for Sarah, she's my mortal enemy, JK.
You
Sarah.
too?
Do we got producer drama?
I sent that to Sarah. I'm trying to get some clarification.
Oh.
Oh, Sarah's nothing
Wow.
but, she's a troublemaker.
She's delightful. Who could not like Sarah?
Apparently Alex.
Wow,
I don't know.
interesting.
We're gonna need
She
more.
must have-
We're gonna need more dirt on that
She
one.
must have said something bad about Rammstein.
Yeah, potentially.
Rammstein. All right, let's
Dodge
talk.
Rammstein.
Do you want to talk positively about some Blackhawks? Should we do that?
No,
No,
let's
let's just be
just
negative.
keep being negative.
All right, sure.
We got to play into this play into our personas
There's
here.
positives. Let's talk about
Yeah.
some positives.
I think so. We mentioned him a little bit. I don't know what Mackenzie Entwistle's NHL future is. I don't know what his future with the Blackhawks is. But talk about people that are easy to root for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a dude with very little, just going out there and giving you every ounce of hockey he's got in his body.
Yeah.
Night after night after night.
And he's a good kid, too.
He's a great kid.
I will never forget the first game I ever was credentialed in the AHL was Rockford Ice Hogs season opener, and it was Mackenzie Entwistle's pro debut. I was kind of like, all right, I'm going to watch this kid because he was, the prospect we got back in the Marion Hossa trade.
It's crazy.
And
One
it was,
of them,
and it was like, okay, this kid's coming off a good junior career. I want to see, he's got to be worth something. We gave up Marion Hossa to get him. I remember after watching like 4 shifts, I was like, this kid's never going to play in the NHL. He can't skate.
Yeah.
And then by the end of that first season, it was like, wow, this is a completely different player. The kid has put in the work. As I said, very likable. You're right. You just can't help but root for him. You want him to succeed, and I hope he's around for a while, just because he's a likable guy and a good quote in the locker room. But we'll see what happens as this team gets more talents, as more of these young kids come up, your top picks. And if they start hitting, then eventually you're going to go out and sign bigger free agent. A guy like him probably, gets lost in the shuffle. But, I think he has cemented his spot in the NHL where after this season or next season or whenever his time in Chicago ends, I think, there'll be a team out there that'll be like, yeah, we could use a guy like that on our fourth line.
Yeah.
He's got some size. He can skate, and yeah, you never question his effort.
Yeah, I mean he's a high effort player. He's not the biggest guy, but he'll play physical. He's easy guy to root for. Like he's one of those guys where I look at what this organization's trying to do with culture, and I feel like he fits it. I feel like he seems like a nice kind of glue person in the locker room. And, right now with where the team is at, I mean, he still has an NHL spot. It's going to be harder when, the next wave of talent comes through. We'll see what happens. But, I would like him to stick around for at least another year, maybe 2. We'll see. But, I like you said, like he has done a lot to get to the NHL with kind of what limited NHL, elite skills that he has. So good for him. He's a good player for this group for sure.
Yeah,
and he's versatile too. Like he'll play on the penalty kill. Yeah. He can play, third line, fourth line, center wing. Has played on the power play
out of necessity.
So yeah, he's not a bad player to have, and he's a guy that gets it. Like we were saying earlier, like he was attacking tonight. He was creating some offense. Like if you ask him to do something specific, whether he can or can't, he will try. So.
Right.
Is it too soon to say he's the greatest orphan in NHL history?
I'd have to get a list of NHL
I'd have
orphans.
to. Yeah, we'd have to.
He
look
might
at
be the only
list.
one, but
you'd have to look.
Yeah.
He's-
Windy
he's-
City
he-
Hockey said it's. I think he said it's commendable because he's put it together this well after being raised by the wolves that killed his family. Yeah, I mean, all things considered, he's.
yeah, I mean,
I honestly love these comments. They're hilarious.
just-
Every time.
yeah.
Every time he gets brought
Odds
up, he
were
gets some of the most
stacked against
hilarious
him.
comments.
That's great.
I love when our stuff comes back. I had to explain today when we were at the Barn Hockey Bar. Whoa. To a lot of our younger.
to some youngins.
To some of our younger friends. Do we need
that's
to?
good.
Do we need to? Is there time for a monthly explanation of the whoa sound
guess.
effect?
Let me just
Sure.
look up Joey Lawrence. and
Joey
you'll get
Lawrence
it.
Blossom.
Right
Google
there
it.
it
Yeah.
is. It's
That's
there.
it. That's all you need.
If you're
to know.
Joey Anderson, Joey Lawrence.
if you're pushing 40 or over, you know what it is.
Yeah. Exactly. I also want to mention Philip Kurashev, who's been playing center lately
Top line center.
and looking the part.
Yeah.
He's won 50% of his faceoffs, and from what I remember, looking back at the last few event summaries, he's done okay at the faceoff dot. And I don't know, I don't know if he projects as a center all the time, but I want to say and of course this is all anecdotal, and I'm sure Luke and company have analytics that would prove me wrong, and video evidence that would prove me wrong. Analytics. That would prove me wrong, but he just seems very effective in that role. Yep. I like the fact that he's got a little bit of freedom to roam as a center, go behind the net, kind of play in the corners if he wants to. It looks like he's excited to have that opportunity because I've seen him creating a lot, and I've seen him be active and carrying the puck a lot. Yeah. I like the way Kurashev has looked all year, but I was a little bit saying, all right, how's he going to do at center? And he's done pretty damn well, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, his defensive game translates well to being in the center position. When we talk about what role would he play on a fully healthy, fully functional, contending Blackhawks team? It'd be third line center can add in some offense, but probably is going to have more defensive responsibilities. He's played on the wing with Bedard, but the fact that he can go down the middle and play center, win faceoffs, be responsible, and chip in offensively, it's a really good position for him, and he's been effective. And when you're thrown into a role where you have to be the number one center, it's a lot to, especially when you're not expecting to have to play that role. So he's handled it well. Let's say 2 years down the road, is he still a center? I don't know. I think when you look at some of the guys that are in the system or could potentially be drafted into the system in the next year or two, I think there might be some centers, some players that play center that might push him to the wing more regularly. But it's good to know that you have a guy that can do both.
For what it's worth, Philip Kurashev took 14 faceoffs tonight. That was most.
Yeah,
and won 7, which was also the most. 3 of 4 against. Here's the important part. He was 71% in the offensive zone, 5 of 7.
That's good.
That's what you need. 3 of 3 versus Derek Ryan.
Suck it.
2 of 5 versus Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who was ridiculous from the dot. He was 12 of 19 on the night.
It's pretty good.
So, it's an interesting development, but it just also shows you the kind of value you get out of a guy like Philip Kurashev, who, no pun intended, is a Swiss army knife of a hockey player. Literally can play anywhere, center, wing, any line. You're getting your money's worth out of him.
The Kruger comparison, Marcus Kruger comparison, interests me. I think he's got more offensive ability.
He's got more offensive ability. I don't think he's that good.
I don't think
defensively yet.
I don't think. And
I don't want him to
the guy that you're any defensive zone draw, he's the guy to take it other than Jonathan Tate.
He's not that there yet.
I don't think he's there.
And he's better offensively. And I don't want him to get killed every game.
Yeah, the once a game Marcus Kruger.
Don't do that.
I like quiet little Phil,
Yeah. We don't need his gold chain cascading down the ice once a game.
I bet you Phil is the guy that is like the sneaky funniest guy in the locker room.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't say a lot, but when he does say it, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe he just said that.
And he's always got a smile on his face.
Yeah, he's always got a smirk, like he just crop dusted somebody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, that's a guy who is having fun.
Living the dream, man.
And making the most of your opportunity.
The Hawks gave him, what is it, 2.2 and change contract extension this summer. Kind of a show us what you got. Felt like a bit of that was a little more than I thought he would get based on the output he's given. But he's been pretty solid. He's been really good and consistent. And, yeah, he's not lighting the world on fire offensively, but that's a guy who I trust on this team.
When we get to the point,
2.25.
When we get to the point where Philip Kurashev can be your third line winger, you're gonna have a pretty good third line winger.
And it's really not that far off.
Hopefully not.
2 years.
I would think that he's got this year, next year on the books. He's definitely playing himself into another longer contract and could be a guy that's going to be around to see this thing through when these young kids are here and producing and this team is competing for a playoff spot.
And he's still a young guy, too. 23, 24 years old. Like,
It feels like he's been here forever, but
yeah, right. Yeah.
right. All right, we got to take one more break. Then we're going to pay off Who's Your Hawk and reveal the winner of our 4-star of the game. But first, someone's going to tell you about DraftKings. I forget who we said.
That would be me.
All right.
I want to break the record. Get that stopwatch ready. Yes, DraftKings. We know hockey games move fast, but the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NHL, you can score faster than anything happening on the ice. I don't know.
Faster than
Doesn't
Jason
sound like
Dickinson?
me at all.
I don't know, man. Scoring fast.
You better go, Greg. He's already started the clock.
I'm just getting it ready, 'cause we always do this.
Hey, I'm not there yet. This week, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. I was checking out the DraftKings Sportsbook looking for a fun bet, and I did find a good one for tomorrow night, and I lost it, and I don't know where it went.
Darn.
But it was a good one. It was one of those fun ones they put together. Oh, there it is. Found it. Easy as 1, 2, 3 is the name of the bet. You got 6 teams: Rangers, Golden Knights playing each other, Panthers, Penguins playing each other, Avalanche, Kings playing each other, all over 3 goals scored on the night. So if you like goals, you like hockey, all 6 of those hit, it's plus 1320. So, I mean, you get the
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that means all 6 of those teams have to score over 3 goals.
Oh, I thought you were saying over 3 goals total. in each
No.
Of those.
Each
I was
of those
like,
teams have to score 3 goals.
That is a big
wow.
bet.
That's a.
I mean,
So it has to be each game over 6 total.
you're betting on offense.
Hey, but that's
it's a big payout.
it is. That's why it's 13.
It's more fun.
Yeah, root
Bet
for
on
goals.
offense.
Watching hockey, cheering for goals.
Yes.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And you can do that at the DraftKings Sportsbook. So download DraftKings Sportsbook app with the code CHGO. New customers bet just $5 on the NHL and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the code CHGO. The crown is yours.
I'm ready when you are.
Let's do it. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsible on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/hockey for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. NHL and NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright NHL 2024, all rights reserved.
Nah.
You didn't get it.
What's the new record?
So that's a different read than the other one that we were that we were doing.
Yeah, no, 33 is different because there wasn't just NHL
30
Shield stuff
yeah,
in there.
this-
That's like an extra 4 seconds.
The record for this one is 36. And
I
change.
still didn't get it.
Yeah, Jay's got that.
Because
And you skipped 2 numbers and a letter.
That's whatever.
I got your 2 numbers in a letter right here, pal.
What are they?
6 and 9.
you.
F you.
All right, are we ready to declare the winner of the chat's 4-star of the game?
Yes, we are.
Who is
Hey,
it?
should we maybe tell people about the electric grid before we do that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Why
we
am I
should.
so bad at this,
You guys
man?
should have a nice organic conversation about that.
You know,
Mario.
I'm always thinking about the electric grid.
I was thinking about it, but then with all the rain, I'm like, electric? Is that bad? No, it's not. You can drive an electric car in the rain. I just Googled
you can,
it.
yeah.
I went to ComEd.com/clean and Googled it, and you can do that.
Yeah,
you can drive an electric car in the rain. Isn't that an Arcade Fire song?
I believe so, yes. And if you want an electric vehicle and you own a business, it's getting easier than ever for you to switch your fleet to electric vehicles. And as you all know, that is something we can all get behind for the health of our planet and for the well-being of all of us who inhabit said planet.
Yeah, that electric grid, it's something. It's always evolving to meet our cleaner energy needs as we all move with confidence towards that electric tomorrow, which I heard is going to be a Wednesday. Whether you have one delivery van or a whole fleet of shipping trucks, ComEd can help guide you to make the changes that make sense.
And Mario, I know, because we've had this conversation many, many times, including
it's
earlier
so
today
organic, yes.
at the Barn Hockey Bar, but what should business owners do?
Well, if you own a business, you want to go to ComEd.com/clean so you can learn more about the resources, fleet rebates, and infrastructure incentives available to help businesses go electric. If you own a business, don't wait. Start making your plan today to switch to electric vehicles. Good for businesses, good for the planet, good for all of us. Go to ComEd.com/clean.
It's a little noisy over here. Did I hear ComEd.com/clean?
Bulls. Yeah, go to ComEd.com/clean right now, or preferably as soon as the show is over, and see how going electric connects us to a better way of doing business and a better future for generations to come.
All right.
Now we can go to the fourth star of the game.
Steven, reveal yourself.
That's not it.
And,
I
hey,
got
put
it.
that away.
No, nobody saw it. It wasn't in live mode. All right, today's 4-star is our favorite orphan.
Oh, no.
Sorry. Wrong orphan.
Mackenzie. There he is.
There's the right orphan.
Looks like he punched her down or slashed her down into the
Chopped her down.
into the ether. Mackenzie and Whistle, well deserved.
You've had too much free time on your hands today.
Oh, that's great.
Good game from him. 14-28, 4
Yeah.
shots, 3 hits, 2 takeaways. Yep, you can be effective
Sure
in
can.
limited minutes. It's okay. You're allowed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we should probably reveal the winner of Who's Your Hawk again.
Sure. Who's your hawk?
You're not allowed to pick Seth Jones for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we have a new rule.
New rules established. No one sets new rules when Mario's on a 20-game heater.
As much as the electric grid is ever evolving, so is the rule book of Who's Your Hawk. Back-to-back games in which Jay has selected Seth Jones to
It's
win.
his third game. in a
I'm
row
picking
he's
the worst
picked
player in the league if you ask people
Oh,
in the
sure.
chat.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
that's fair.
yeah, he's terrible. We all know
So
that.
now the you cannot pick Bedard in back-to-back games is being extended to you cannot pick the same player twice that you won with in the previous match.
See, here's why I take issue with this rule. Because as the winner,
because it punishes you.
no, because as the winner, you get the last pick.
Yeah.
So the opportunity is there for the other two players to take said player.
They can, yeah, most times that they do, but sometimes
But
they
you
don't.
didn't, so that's on you, not on me.
Well, that's why there's a new
There's
rule.
only 3 players to take.
Well,
I mean,
that's not our fault.
yeah. I mean,
Greg took Zach Sanford tonight. That was a bold
they want
choice.
to take his hat off.
Hey, I was looking pretty good there for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fine. We can just keep changing the rules to hold me down. I understand how it goes.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, it holds
do
all
that.
of us down. I can't, keep picking Nick Foligno.
All right. Steven, chime in here. You're the producer.
Yeah.
If the person who won gets the last pick, why should they be restricted to pick the same player 2 games in a row when the other players have the opportunity to take said player?
I feel like it's hard to make these changes in season.
No, it's
I
not.
I do remember the Bedard rule. That was a pretty big sticking point with us. I don't know. I'm kind of siding with Jay on this one.
Yeah.
If you're going to have the last pick and everyone just defers,
I mean, I guess that
You
makes
could have
sense.
taken him.
That makes sense. I should have taken him, but
He's right there. He's right there for you.
all right. This off season,
We're going to really hash it out.
We have to make like solid actual rules. We're gonna sit in our little meeting room here.
Our glass case of emotion.
We'll get the camera out to video it. 'cause
just
that's
do it.
gonna
We'll
be
just do it
intriguing.
on a off-season show.
Yes, we'll do. We'll draft the rules.
We'll make the list of Who's Your Hawk.
Yes, and we'll have our chat help pick the rules.
Oh, sure, yeah.
That'll go well. That'll go nice.
That'll
and
be
smooth.
nice.
not
and
even sure we know the
nice
rules
and
yet.
seamless. Yeah,
We could probably kill a week's worth of August shows just on this topic.
That's
true.
We break it all
Article
down.
3, Amendment C, picking Connor Bedard.
All right, we're going to wrap the show up. You're welcome. Stick around. The Bulls and Lakers are wrapping up soon.
What's the score?
Who's winning, Dave?
Nothing. The Bears are winning.
All right.
it's not good, guys.
Doesn't
CHGO
sound
Bulls
good.
will be up shortly, so stick around, stay on the page, and they'll pop up as soon as they're ready to go. We are back Saturday with an 8:30 pregame show, Hawks at Flames. Mm-hmm. That could be a win.
Who might not be out? Who might be without Jonathan Huberdeau?
Hoopin'?
He
take
entered
shit?
some. He entered the realm of Pudwackian tonight.
Oh, he did.
Uh-oh.
Boarded a dude right into the boards,
not
and
good.
things did not go well.
Don't do that.
Not
I
as
have a-
Pudwacking as Brendan
Brendan
Gallagher,
Gallagher.
but
That was horrible.
That was
he might not be there.
Yeah.
I have a bold prediction.
Uh-oh.
Ready, Steven?
Ready?
Hit record on the Roadcaster.
I did.
Is that a feature?
The Hawks will score a goal Saturday.
Oh,
All right,
man.
we're gonna hold you to it.
That is a hot take.
All right. We'll see if I'm right. Stay
That is
tuned.
that is also plus 1320 on DraftKings.
All right. Well, I'll talk to everybody Saturday. Thanks for staying up late with us. We appreciate you as always.
Thanks to all our barn peeps too.
Yeah, that
was
was
awesome.
awesome.
We're gonna do that again
Thanks
soon.
for coming out.
And other Nate, next time you're there, don't just sit at the bar by yourself. We can pull up a chair
Yeah.
for you, buddy. You're always welcome.
I mean, the only chair that was open was next to me, so I don't blame them.
Yeah, fair enough. And hopefully the barn has the hockey bubble machine ready to
Yeah.
go next time. Because I said, who wants to go lose at bubble hockey?
And they have a golf simulator, I found out.
Yeah,
I
that's-
asked
They
about
do.
that. Yeah.
Might have to get there a little bit earlier next
Yeah.
time.
Rent it
little-
out for an hour.
A little bit earlier. Maybe that's what that other room is. That when we were walking out, I was like, "Hey, what's this?"
That could be.
Could be.
Could be a golf simulator.
Yeah, it
We'll
is.
see.
Cool.
That place is sweet. Go
Yeah,
check it
check
out.
it
The
out,
Barn
yeah.
Hockey Bar. All right, we'll talk to you Saturday, 8:30 pregame. We are powered by ComEd. It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at ComEd.com/clean. For Greg and Mario and Steven, I'm Jay. We'll talk to you next time on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.